it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. How are you today? I'm so glad that you're here with me because today we're going to do a craft. I've had several requests to make a craft video, so that's what we're going to do. I hope that you will join me, and I think you're going to be surprised at how easy and simple this is to make. And you don't need to buy anything special. You probably actually already have all of this in your house, easily available to you. So, all right, so come along with me. Let's go and get crafty. All right, I'll see you there. Thanks for joining me today. As I mentioned, we're going to do a craft. Now, you know, I'm a simple kind of gal, so this craft is going to be very simple. This is what you're going to need, okay? You are going to need a glue stick, or rather a glue gun. So I'm going to plug in my glue gun, so that gets ready to go. You have to do this on a surface that you don't care that much about. This is just a crafting table in my basement, so it's fine. I'm not concerned about it. Or you need to put down a surface like wax paper is really good, especially if you're going to use a glue gun and you want to protect the surface. You can put down a sheet of wax paper. So you're going to need a glue gun. You might need an extra glue stick or two. Okay, I have that. You're going to need 2 toilet paper rolls. Now, you can use a paper towel roll if you want to. You're just going to have to cut it. I would recommend cutting it about the size of toilet paper rolls. So you're going to need 2 of those. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you can use regular glue. This is just a glue stick, and this is just the school glue. And if you're going to use the glue, you're going to need something to clamp your toilet paper rolls together with. And I have used, in the past, I've just simply used clothespins. Okay? And that's the basics. Now, if you want to embellish your project, you can embellish your project with beads, whatever you want. I have had these for a very, very, very long time. I used to craft more than I do now, but for example, these are just some sparkly gems that came from Hobby Lobby, actually quite a few years ago. They were on sale. If they weren't on sale, I wouldn't have bought them. Some bells. This is from a piece of old costume jewelry. Here's some beads that come from a broken necklace or bracelet. Same thing here. These are just some different gems, as you can see. And this, what is this? I've never opened this. It's actually a bead alphabet. That's all that is. So, but you use whatever you like. Or you can use no embellishments whatsoever. It is strictly up to you. you may be asking the question, what in the world is she going to make? Well, let me show you. We are going to make little candle wraps. See that? Out of toilet paper rolls. Here's one that I made. And here's another one that I made. This is on a small pillar candle. See there? This one is not painted. This one is painted with some extra white. I had some white spray paint out in the garage, so I used that. I decided to make this look a little more rustic. So this one is not painted. And the embellishments on this one are actually paper beads. But that is a craft for another day if you're interested in paper beads. They're kind of fun. So, now then, this candle and this glass candle holder, you can see, are a bit smaller, right? This is smaller than this one. But I'm going to show you how to make the candle wrap that is the exact same size. I'm calling it a candle, or that is just one size. I'm calling it a candle wrap because I don't know what else to call it. So, if you have a name for it, by all means. This is a battery operated candle, by the way. And I have this one because I put a little lighted tea light in here. And these are made of basically paper after all, so you don't want to have a fire accident. No. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, remember, we're just going to use 2 toilet paper rolls. We'll make this craft, just 2 toilet paper rolls. That's pretty good, isn't it? Who doesn't have toilet paper rolls? I have them. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to flatten out our toilet paper roll. And when you flatten out your cylinder, what do you have? You have an oblong piece of cardboard, basically. I'm going to flatten this one out as well. Now then, I'm going to cut this into sections. If you want to measure it, feel free. I do not measure. I like to just eyeball it. So, oh, and I forgot, you're going to need a pair of scissors. Okay? All right. Now, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make the base. That's this part here. And I'll show you something kind of interesting about that base, as to why we can actually use the base on 2 different, for 2 different candle sizes. So I'm just going to, number one, I'm just going to cut this one in half, just eyeballing it. Now I'm going to cut this piece in half. I think most of you are capable of doing that, aren't you? Just cut it in half. So then I end up, I've got 4 pieces. Now I'm going to cut each one of these pieces in half, because I want 8 pieces. So here we go. If you've never worked with toilet paper rolls, they're fun. You can do so many things with it for decorative purposes. It's a little bit wild. I'm not as talented as some very artistic people. Well, I'm probably not really talented at all, but I do have imagination, and I've been able to make quite a few things. So, all right, now I have 8, basically 8 rings, okay? So, the next thing we're going to do is, I'm just going to show you this here. I'm going to glue these together, and I'm going to glue them together in the middle. And I'll show you why I'm going to do it like that. See there? Okay. Let me see if my glue gun is ready to go here. My glue gun is very old, and I had to actually take it apart and clean it out because it was not running the glue stick through. All right. So I'm going to glue this in the center as close as I can get it, as even as I can. Okay, see there? Awesome. I like to glue these two at a time because then I just kind of put them together like that. I like to glue them two at a time because it just makes it less awkward to handle initially. There's another one. Get them as evenly, see, as even as I can. This is actually fun, and it's actually kind of relaxing. And the best part of it is it costs little to nothing to make. All right, now then. Now I've got 4 sections. Now you can do this however you want, but I'm just telling you. Now I'm going to put a little glue on here. I'm going to glue these two to this one. See how that makes that a little less awkward. I'm going to glue this one again. I really admire people who do craft videos because, I mean, who actually, that's all their channel is, because my crafting, I mean, to actually film it can be very, let's say, awkward. I mean, it is really, it's awkward. Okay, now we're going to do this one. Okay, now, the reason why I did this is because, why I put them together this way, is because it's kind of like an accordion, and actually makes it expandable. See? So, if it's expandable, it can fit around this one, right? Or it can fit around this one, depending on what you want to use it for. So, now I'm going to glue the ends together. Dot of glue there. Try to get it as even as I can. There. Now, see that? Let's see what happens here. Is this going to fit on here? Yes. See? It fits really good. So here's what your little candle holder wrap will look like. Now, because my toilet paper rolls are white, I may not paint this. I may not. See here? Here's the one I painted. And here's the one. I may not paint this. So, why? Because I don't really feel like I have to, but I could, right? Okay. All right. For expedience sake, I'm not going to paint it. All right. Now then. Now, we're going to set this aside, and we're going to bring our other paper roll, toilet paper roll on board. And we're going to cut this in the beginning the same way as we did the other one. We're going to cut it in half, in half, in half, in half. For those of you who like speeded up videos, you will not find that here because I will pause it sometimes and just splice together. But you know what? Watching videos that are sped up irritates me, and I will literally skip through that part or just stop watching the video because it kind of drives me a little bit crazy. All right. So we did the same thing here, right? But now we're going to take each one of these pieces and we are going to cut them in half as well, which may be a little bit more difficult, but I think we'll manage. So each one gets cut in half. If you don't want to see me do this, skip through. That's fine. I don't care. You won't offend me at all. Now, these are going to be, I don't know, you could call them flowers. You could actually use an extra toilet paper roll and make little snowflakes. There's just so many things you can do to make this what you want it. Well, here you go. Just about there. It doesn't really take that long. You can actually cut these up ahead of time if you want to, if you know what you're going to make. I've made a wreath for my living room, which is embellished by a broken pearl necklace, which is still hanging in my living room. I have made picture frames that wrap around a picture frame. It's very pretty. I've done that. I've made several of these candle wraps as well. And there. So, here you go. You should have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You should have 16 pieces. Okay? That's what they look like. Okay. Now, we are going to take these. We are going to use, how many? We're going to use these to make these. Okay? The first thing we have to do is I'm going to separate out 4 of them. Okay? And we're going to bend them in half. Like this. Okay? Going to bend each one in half. And then we're going to glue the ends together. Now, if you want to spray paint your candle wrap, you don't have to, if you want to paint it, you can use other paint, but I would recommend a quick drying paint because you don't want your cardboard, which is what this is, to be sopping wet, correct? Right. So, I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the end here. See this? Put it on the end. Seriously, kudos to anybody who does craft, has a craft channel. Kudos to you. All right, now then, I'm just going to hold it there for a second. Now be aware that, see where you folded it down? That may not stick, so you might have to go through and stick that. That's fine. You can do it. So now I'm going to glue on the other pieces. Right in the center. Just like that. And now I'm going to do the other one. They look like little wings, don't they? Little wings. And then I'm going to glue this one. So you should have eight little wings. Okay? Now, let me show you something. We're going to check these. We're going to make sure, did our centers get glued down? See, we have one there that's not quite. That's fine. Keep it in. If you want to put a little dot of glue there, you can, which would hold that down. You can do that if you want to. Otherwise, you can wait until you glue your gems on, but that's up to you. All right, here you go. Now then, we have these little folds here, right? So we're going to press these in. That gives them more of a petal look, right? I love what you can do. I love working with paper. I'm fascinated by paper. I really am. And this is just cardboard. It's just paper. There you go. You made your little flower. It looks Bodemuth. All right. Now then, I'm going to take this one and take my little wrap here, and I'm going to glue this to this section, and we're going to make 4 more of these. We're going to make 3 more of these, and we're going to glue it to every other section. Like we're going to glue it here, and then I'll skip this one and glue it here. As you can see, that's what I did. Okay? All right, so let me glue this on. Put a little glue there. I'm going to put on my little flower right there. Just kind of hold it there for a minute. Okay. Now, there's nothing that says you can't put the glue on there either. You can. I can put a little glue on the back as well if I want to. All right. When you have a glue gun, it's like, you know, instant gratification. Be careful when you use your glue gun. It is hot. It's hot like crazy. Okay, now then, I'm going to finish the other ones, and when we get back, I will show you what it looks like. Okie doke. I use the exact same procedure and method as I did with the first flower that I put on there. Exact same. I just did it, so there was like four times. So now there's 4 of them. Okay? Here's the original one that's painted. Here's the one that is not painted. So I'm not going to paint this because it is white. I'm good with it. You can do whatever you wish. So now we're going to add our embellishments. Now, I want to show you though. Let's look at this. Here we go. See how it's stretchy? It's stretchy. It expands. Keep in mind, it'll probably only expand so far. If you want to make it bigger, just add another ring to it. That's perfectly fine. You can do that. Let's see how it does on the pillar candle. Can we do it on the pillar candle as well? Yes, I think we can. Look at that. Awesome. See, it's like an accordion. It's going to expand. You could actually just leave it plain like this if you want to, but why would you want to? All right. So now I am going to use, I'm going to start out, I'm going to use these little gems. And I'm just going to glue them onto the center, right onto the center of the little flower. So I'm going to put a little dot of glue there. And I'm going to put it in the center. Awesome. Another one here. Whoops. Put that in the center. It's all sparkly now. But I say this. You know what? Let your imagination run away with you. I say that a lot, don't I? But I apply that to food, to crafts, to all kinds of creative endeavors. So, regardless of what the endeavor is. Look at that. Well, that was quick and easy. Wow, that was awesome. Okay, look at that. Now, I could quit there if I want to. I could. But I want this to match this wrap. So, in the center, in this little area here, I put the other gem, the other kind of gem in there. So I'm going to do that as well. It's a little more, you know, I'm just going to put it on this little edge here so I don't have much surface to work with, but that's okay. Do that. Now be careful. You don't want to burn yourself like I just now did. There it is. When you're using a hot glue gun, don't worry about, you know, the strings and stuff that happens with the glue. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. We'll get them off. It's okay. I could glue the gems instead. Let's try that. Let's try gluing the gem for the next one. See what happens. See if that works better, although I'll probably more likely burn myself. Yes, I think I will more than likely burn myself. Ow. Oh, silly granny. Okay. That's on there. Oh, we got one more. One more. All right. So you notice I don't get very technical. All right, there we go. Awesome. There it is. Get the glue off my fingers. All right, now then. See here, sometimes you have these little strings. So what you can do is, while your glue gun is still hot, you can go along and see if you got some strings down here. Come up, come up, come up. There we go. See if you have, get it in the light where you can see if you've got, there's some strings. So I'm just going to take my glue gun, add the heat to it, and most of the time it just dissolves the strings. It will dissolve them. Some people say you can use a blow dryer, a hot blow dryer, and that dissolves them, but that'll work. This will work. I don't want to go to all that trouble. And as I see them, I can just pull them off as well. Okay? There. All right, now then. So, there is our candle wrap. It's all done. Don't you like how I just left it white? Oh, goodness sake. All right, now then. I want to show you something. Remember the pillar candle? Put in the comments below if you like this. And if you're looking for a cheap craft that's going to be fun or something you can do for the holidays, let me just suggest Thanksgiving. Christmas. Or you could keep it out all winter because it looks wintry. Okay, now let me show you something. Here is the pillar candle. I'm going to put the original one I made on top, or on the candle, okay? See that? Now then, you can stack these. So maybe I want some that will cover the whole candle. And this is battery operated after all. So I can actually take this and I can stack these. So in stacking these, I can turn them so that the flowers alternate, right? So you can actually stack them and make them deeper. Or not. See there? It's just a suggestion, if that's what you want. If you have a larger pillar candle, by all means, use more toilet paper rolls and make more rings to make it expand as big as you want. What do you think? I think it's awesome. So, there we are. These are our candle wraps made out of toilet paper rings. I think they're pretty. So, there you are. That's it. Listen, I hope you guys give this a try. My battery is going to run out. I love you guys. You know I do. And as always, you just remember that little is much when God is in it. Okay? Give it a try. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Love ya.